Okay, good evening and welcome to the 19th or 20th meeting of the 14th Council of the Town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Before I call for an adoption of the agenda, I will ask that that cell phones be removed from the council chambers and turned off and put away as per our rules of procedure. And we've had some issues and complaints from the public that people are engaging in their cell phones while we're in a public meeting. So on a go-forward basis, and I'm guilty of that as well, on a go-forward basis, we will ensure that our cell phones are turned off and put away during our public meetings from now on. So with that, I'll move for an adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Councillor Rumbold, seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion on the agenda? Just turning my phone on to be sure. Okay. No discussion. All in favor of the agenda?
Aye.
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 Any against?
Aye.
Okay, not anybody against? Nobody against? Carried. Just for the interest of the public, Councillor Williams is joining us online here today. Councillor Dyson is traveling. I'm not sure if she was able to connect or not, but we'll continue from here. All right, so we'll move into correspondence. There's 3 pieces of correspondence in the council package for council's review. We'll move to item number 4, adoption of previous minutes. Look for a motion, please, to adopt the 18th council minutes of June 23rd, 2026.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Rumbold, seconded by Councillor Odell. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against. Motion's carried. Okay, the 19th council minutes, July 9th, 2026. Can I have a motion to accept, please?
So moved.
Councillor Odell, seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? Okay, none heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against. Motion's carried. Okay, we'll move right into Finance Administration and Policy, and I will ask Councillor Rumbold, please, to present the package this month.
Thank you, Mayor. The Finance Admin and Policy items were discussed during Committee of the Whole on July the 14th. The items that we discussed at that time were a request for a donation from Specs, an upcoming loan renewal, uncollectible accounts that need to be remedied, and the appointment of a new auditor. Those items were discussed amongst council as a part of the Committee of the Whole, and there are recommendations to follow for all of those items. As a part of the manager's reports for the Finance Department or Corporate Services for this month, it is worth noting that this year to date, we have had 105 property tax reduction applications that have been approved, ranging in reduction from 25 on up to 100%, with a total monetary value of $112,685.53. Again, as we've said, and I think I say at every meeting, this goes to show that this system works and that we do have residents that avail of it. And once again, I am going to say that even if you aren't certain, please submit an application for the property tax reduction program, and our staff is always happy to help assist with that. Also, as a part of the Corporate Service Manager's report, it was noted that they have been working on a comprehensive tax recovery plan. So that was in all of council's package, and I'm not going to read it verbatim, but some of the things that are absolutely worth noting and discussing are that they've looked at what works for our town and what has worked.
Includes sending monthly statements, updating names and addresses to ensure that the bills are delivered to the proper address, making payment plan agreements, that there's ongoing follow-up by our supervisor of assessment and taxation or their representative. We've issued water shut-off notices in the past and done arrears sales. So these are all actions that have worked. Actions that we are perhaps going to look at changing is the initiation of property tax sales sooner when other means of collection have been exhausted, and more frequent use of rent seizures. So it's very nice to note that, Deputy Mayor, would you like me to pause?
No, you can go
Okay.
right ahead.
It's nice to note that we have been working on a comprehensive plan, that our staff is diligently doing everything they can to ensure that those that do owe taxes are making sure that the taxes are paid. So hats off to the department. And that being everything for me, I would like to move that you accept my report as presented.
Okay, so moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Counselor Odell. Any discussion on the report? No discussion? Okay, all in favor of the report as presented? Aye.
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 Okay, none against, accept it. You have some recommendations.
I have many recommendations, Mayor. I will do my best to make sure that these are done as expediently as possible. My first item, donation request for SPECS, which is the Special Physical Equipment Committee. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that Council approve a monetary donation in the amount of $1,000 to the SPECS Committee for Seniors for 2026.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion heard. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried. Next one, please.
Loan renewal. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that Council approve the renewal of the existing Royal Bank of Canada loan 07786-528-075 in the principal amount of $2,062,817.45 for a renewed term of 24 months, and that the renewed loan bear an interest rate of 4.89% per annum, amortized over 100 months, with maturity date of the 12th of August 2028, and that the mayor and CAO be authorized to sign, execute, and deliver all necessary documents required by RBC to finalize the loan renewal on behalf of the town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? No discussion heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion's carried.
Okay, just for the interest of the listening public, we have a large number of interest write-offs that I will read through here now, but as referenced in my report and in multiple different council meetings, interest write-offs are done so that we can make sure that we have clarity in our books, and that writing them off does not mean that they are uncollectible. So I'm going to start with the first one. Interest write-off, par ID 079786. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy, Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $9,296.29 relating to property tax interest accrued in 2019 and prior for par ID 079786.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any comments? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried.
Interest write-off par ID 0797860001. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy, Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $14,570.76 relating to business tax interest accrued in 2019 and prior for par ID 0797860001.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried.
Okay. Principal and interest write-off, par ID 0799720001. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Accounts Receivable Policy, Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $7,789.02 principal and $5,608.08 interest for a total amount of $13,397.10 relating to business tax and interest accrued in 2019 and prior for Power ID 0799720001.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
None against, motion's carried.
Okay, principal and interest write-off for Power ID 258993001. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Accounts Receivable Policy, Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $65,510.34 principal and $23,666.82 interest for a total amount of $89,177.16 relating to business tax and interest accrued in 2019 for Power ID 258993001, as this business has declared bankruptcy.
So moved, seconded by?
I'll second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? No discussion? Call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, the motion's carried.
Interest write-off, Power ID 081789, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Accounts Receivable Policy, Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $4,075.30 relating to property tax interest accrued between 2011 and 2016 for Power ID 081789.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off Power ID 0797640002. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Accounts Receivable Policy, Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $2,465.82 principal for 2019 and $8,106.84 interest for a total amount of $10,572.66 relating to business tax 2019 to 2024 and interest accrued from 2016 to present for Power ID 0797640002, as this business has closed several years ago.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off Power ID 257625 in accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Account Receivable Policy. Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $3,750 principal for 2019 and $9,182.28 interest accrued in 2019 and prior relating to vacant property tax for a total amount of $12,932.28 for Power ID 257625.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off Power ID 080763 in accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Accounts Receivable Policy. Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $2,470.65 principal for 2019 and $5,262.94 interest accrued in 2019 and prior relating to property tax for a total amount of $7,733.59 for Power ID 080763.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
None against?
Aye.
Sorry, Counselor. None
It's
against?
okay.
Motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off Power ID 080500 in accordance with Finance Policy F0024 Uncollectible Accounts Receivable Policy. Administration recommends that Council approve the write-off of $6,204.43 principal for 2018 and 2019 and $5,349.42 interest accrued for 2018 and 2019 relating to vacant property tax for a total amount of $11,553.85 for Power ID 080500.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off par ID 080500. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 on collectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $1,070 principal for 2018 and 2019 and $850.65 interest accrued for 2018-2019 relating to the water and sewer fees for a total amount of $1,920.65 for par ID 080500.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried.
Okay, where did I leave you? I stopped for a second.
You're on top
Principal
next
and interest write-off par ID 213723. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $3,750 principal for 2019 and $8,175 interest accrued in 2019 and prior relating to vacant property tax for a total amount of $11,925 for par ID 213723.
Okay, so moved. Seconder, please. Seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, the motion is carried.
Principal and interest write-off par ID 082029. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 on collectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $353.85 principal for 2018 and $6,206.23 interest accrued for 2018 and prior relating to property tax for a total amount of $6,560.08 for par ID 082029.
So moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, the motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off par ID 082029. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 on collectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $35 principal for 2018 and $1,342 interest accrued for 2018 and prior relating to water and sewer fees for a total amount of $1,377 for par ID 082029.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, the motion's carried.
Fees and interest write-off par ID 082029. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 on collectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $10.73 in service fees for 2019 and $6.75 related interest for a total amount of $17.48 for par ID 082029.
So moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off par ID 194973. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 on collectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $3,868.20 principal for 2019 and $19,852.88 interest accrued for 2019 and prior relating to property tax for a total amount of $23,721.08 for par ID 194973.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, par ID 1949730001. In accordance with Finance Policy F0024 on collectible accounts receivable policy, administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $5,510.94 principal for 2019 and $23,149.50 interest accrued for 2019 and prior relating to business tax for a total amount of $28,660.44 for par ID 1949730001.
So moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 079335, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $4,109.70 principal for 2019 and $30,290.52 interest accrued for 2019 and prior relating to property tax for a total amount of $34,400.22 for Power ID 079335.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 0793350001, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $3,820.56 principal for 2019 and $22,098.34 interest accrued for 2019 and prior relating to business tax for a total amount of $25,918.90 for Power ID 0793350001.
So moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 081850, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $3,309.60 principal for 2019 and $4885.16 interest accrued for 2018 and 2019 relating to property tax for a total amount of $8,194.76 for Power ID 081850.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion's carried, none against.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 081850, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $535 principal for 2019 and $395.90 interest accrued for 2019 relating to water and sewer fees for a total amount of $930.90 for Power ID 081850.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Discussion? Call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All in favor, none against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 08185001, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $28,223.22 principal and $14,244.89 interest accrued for 2018 through 2025 relating to business tax for a total amount of $42,468.11 for Power ID 08185001, as the business has not been operational since before 2015.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Any discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 081829, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $3,259.89 principal for 2019 and prior, and $6,259.87 interest accrued for 2019 and prior, relating to property tax for a total amount of $9,519.76 for Power ID 081829.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Winters. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off, Power ID 081829, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $1,580 principal for 2019 and prior, and $1,350.45 interest accrued for 2019 and prior relating to water and sewer fees for a total amount of $2,930.45 for Power ID 081829.
So moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. No discussion? Call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, the motion is carried.
Principal and interest write-off, par ID 183184, in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve a write-off of $2,398.20 principal for 2019 and $21,786.20 interest accrued for 2019 and prior relating to property tax for a total amount of $24,184.40 for par ID 183184.
So moved, seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
Principal and interest write-off par ID 189069 in accordance with Finance Policy F0024, uncollectible accounts receivable policy. Administration recommends that council approve the write-off of $973.40 principal for 2025 and prior, and $1,419.58 interest accrued for 2025 and prior relating to property tax for a total amount of $23,9298 for par ID 189069, as the parcel was confirmed by the Municipal Assessment Agency to be duplicated and subsequently removed from the roll.
Okay, seconder, please.
I'll second.
Councillor Odell, discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Councillor Williams?
Oh, my mute must have not went off, sorry. Aye.
Okay, none against, motion's carried.
My final one, award external audit services. The Finance Administration and Policy Committee recommends that council appoint Allen and Skinner CPA Professional Corporation as the town's external auditor for the 2026 to 2029 fiscal years, based on the higher overall evaluation score, relevant municipal audit experience, and municipal references, subject to finalization of the contract terms and required documentation.
Okay, so moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion? Councillor?
Just to note, Mayor, that the change in auditors is simply due to our previous auditor having retired, and that we wish her well in the future, but we're very happy to have had a couple of submissions and looking forward to staying in the groove with our audits.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Just going back, congratulations on getting through all that. How many times do we have to do this? Do we have to
Every
do this
one. Each
once a
one.
year or once a month?
Different par IDs, right?
Appoint,
No, the
the
Crown
agency
Lands, like
write-offs?
all these write-offs.
and as we keep finding them and as they,
Okay,
as we go through our collections process and anything that ages out, so next year there may be more. if
yeah,
we're
'cause I know
collectible.
sometimes she done 10, sometimes she done
Yeah.
12, but this time was 27.
28,
20.
28.
We are required to have a motion
Oh,
for
I
each.
understand for each one, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is a
So,
lot of money we're writing off. And it's going back to like 2019, 2018, 19?
Yeah, so we can't actually go back and collect or take active collections on some accounts that have
Yeah.
not had any payments or any successful collections.
Yeah, okay.
So to focus on the ones that we are, and this is giving our allowance for doubtful accounts, I'll say a bad rap because it's not up to date.
Yes,
We cannot collect these funds at this time.
Oh, definitely.
So we are writing.
I understand, like you
off
see the reasons they're out of business or, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine, it's just, that was just a lot for one shot.
It's a lot, and to be honest, the collections have been, not that they haven't been done, but they haven't been given a lot of focus over the years, because we've been
Yeah.
doing audit for the past 4 years. The finance team has been involved with audit stuff and day-to-day operations.
Yep.
And now that we're up to date on audits, we're taking a strong, focused look at collections.
Yeah, and with the new auditor coming in,
With the new auditor, we wanted to
Yes.
get our books clean, start off nice and
Yeah.
fresh, and get the money in that we are due. So
Yes,
we're taking
exactly.
a harder stance on those that are in arrears.
all right, thank you.
Mayor, I think she done a great job. She sounded like an automated message, but it was good.
Sound like an auctioneer.
She must have been,
Sold,
practicing.
but we have not yet voted on the audit services.
Okay, let's go, call for a vote on the, acceptance of audit services.
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion carried. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank
It was, well scripted, and,
It was an adventure.
we look forward to next month. All right, we'll move on now to community planning and development, and Councillor Edmonds is, Dyson Edmonds is out of town, and Deputy Mayor is gonna speak on her behalf.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, she gave me her written report to provide at the meeting tonight, and so, Community Planning and Development Report, July 2026. The Community Planning and Development Departments remain busy with lots of seasonal developments and construction in Happy Valley-Goose Bay. Continued work with mapping and data and updated public procurement and record keeping, as well as amendments to the town plan. Discretionary land use applications are ongoing, as well as crown land applications that the council's input is crucial to, but sometimes overridden or not considered by crown lands. This issue is ongoing, but we continue to work with the province and Minister Pleeman Forsey's department to overcome some of the barriers, as it is obviously in the best interest of our town to find solutions as we move forward. Implementation and coordination of the electric bus schedule continues as we wait for the town-owned charger to soon become fully operational. Residents' inquiries in person, by telephone, and through email are constant, and the department facilitates all necessary protocols in this regard. After many requests, we have seen considerable progress on some of the demolitions and remediation of properties of concern on the town's agenda. Community development staff have been involved in numerous online meetings with collective interchange, website back-end issues, preparation of various agendas, meeting with 50+ Club, New Horizons, CAO, CSR, Red Cross, Office of Municipalities, Jobs Growth and Rural Development, Pathway to Prosperity Project Team, renewed listing of Birch Island Boardwalk with Newfoundland Tourism Operator Portal, and will go live in January 2027. Constant updates to the town's calendar and social media and live streaming of various council meetings remain status quo. I ask that this report be accepted as presented, and I have recommendations to follow.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Rumbold. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote to accept the report as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against? Carried. Recommendations, please.
Yes, Mayor. The first one, discretionary use application 26 McDonald Drive. The Community Planning and Development Committee recommends council approve the home-based business application at 26 McDonald Drive, where Lori Russell will operate a virtual counseling services business called Lori Russell Counseling, subject to compliance with all the town regulations and conditions.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Winters. Any discussion? No discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 None against. The motion is carried.
All right, the next one, naming Side View Lane. Staff recommends that council approve naming a section of road Side View Lane, with the understanding that naming this road does not indicate ownership of said road, nor will it indicate that the town will maintain said road.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Rumbold. Any discussion?
Just for the public's interest, this side road is on Mud Lake Road. It's to give a property a civic number. We require road to assign the property to. This property is too far away from Mud Lake Road to assign it to a civic on Mud Lake Road. There's no formal road leading to this property. There are, however, several routes visible via imagery that would support a vehicle.
Okay, any other comments? Councillor Rumbold.
Yeah, I just wanted to make mention, I worked for Census Canada before, and one of the areas that I was assigned was the Mud Lake Road area. So to me, this just makes sense. It's just looking for a civic address because, you know, sometimes places need to be able to be found, you know, in case of emergency services. And, I mean, it states very clearly that this is not going to have the town owning or holding responsibility for clearing or tending to this road. I think it's just
to me, it sounds like a housekeeping item, and for that reason, I think that, you know, it would be easy to support.
So there is one cabin owner on this road.
Any other comments? This is a first for me. I'm not ever aware of an application or a recommendation to name a street that doesn't exist. And I can understand the rationale for it, certainly understand that rationale, but where does the name Sideview come from? Was it something that was recommended by staff, or is that
And I should
it's
know,
just a side road?
Yeah, it's a side view, I guess.
I should know, Mayor, that, normally we would go with this next name on the street list,
But it's not a municipal
But that wouldn't
street.
be
but it's not a
municipal
municipal street, so this is, I
Just makes
guess,
sense.
with staff, this would make more sense.
And it's also in an area that's seasonal recreational, correct?
Yes.
So
There is
why
one
would you
cabin on
assign a civic address? And the other question I would have, so does it stop there if somebody's living on Groves Point and got a little road off the beaten track and they want a street name? Or side view, or side view two, or what do we do in a case like that?
So underneath the municipal assessment agency, all properties within the municipal boundary have to have a civic address.
Okay,
Even the cabin areas, there's Groves Point, there's Burnt Point, there's GL2, there's Tarrington Basin Boat Club. They all have a point of reference for where they're located, and then numbering along those references. This one is a little, I'll say a dirt road, that is a 90-degree off of Mud Lake Road that somebody seems to have made themselves. There is a hydro line going along that road. And there's an application coming through for another property down there. Not sure how long the one that's currently there has been there, or if it has come to council before, but it doesn't have a civic address.
okay.
Just 2 points, Mayor, I'd like to add to that. In addition, and CAO just said this, there's a recent Crown Land application in the same area that's coming. And it says, as this is, the grant requires road access, this would also require a civic number for taxation purposes.
Okay,
So it makes sense.
all right, any other comments? Okay, none, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried. Next one, please.
Okay, the next one, Crown Land application 165695. Staff recommends council provide no objection to Crown Land application 165695, located alongside the Trans-Labrador Highway on the condition that future development complies with the town's development regulations.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councilor Rumble. Any discussion on this one? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna,
Aye.
Just one second,
Oh, sorry.
Deputy. Motion's carried, but I just want, did you skip one here?
She skipped C.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're
skip C?
missing 6.3.
no,
Crown
I
Land.
was told to admit
Yeah,
it.
look at the.
I got a new one, yeah. I'll read the new
Oh,
one
okay,
that I
all
got.
right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
But I am gonna skip, E and F for now, and I'm gonna go to G, Development Regulations Amendment Number 8,
Oh, we
2025.
gotta vote on this one first. We're okay if we voted on this one?
D?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do you want, I'll go
No,
back.
no, that's fine.
I'll go back to this additional one in a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm skipping E and F, and I'm going to G. Development Regulations Amendment Number 8, 2025, under the authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Happy Valley-Goose Bay adopts amendment number 8, 2025 to the Happy Valley-Goose Bay Development Regulations.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councilor Odell. Any discussion on this one?
Mayor, these are straightforward. We brought them before, now we had to come back and vote on them again.
Thank you. No other discussion, call for a vote, all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay, none against, motion's carried.
Next one, H, Municipal Plan Amendment Number 6, 2025, under the authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Happy Valley-Goose Bay adopts Amendment Number 6, 2025 to the Happy Valley-Goose Bay Municipal Plan.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Rumbold. Any discussion? None heard. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And again, this
Aye.
is something that we're just,
Housekeeping.
correct, okay. All right, none against, the motion's carried.
All right, going back to C, staff recommends that council provide no objection to Crown Lands application 165602, located south of Mud Lake for the development of a cottage, on the condition the future development complies with the town's development regulations. The application area is modified to only occupy land in the cottage zone, and the applicant acknowledges the following definition under Happy Valley Goose Bay Development Regulations 2018 to 2028, 5.6.8 definition. Cottage means a dwelling unit designed or intended for seasonal or recreational use, and is not intended for use as a permanent living quarters, and does not include a vehicle defined under the Highway Traffic Act 1990.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Rumbold. Any discussion?
Is this next to the new side view?
Yes,
Road?
Yes.
apparently it's.
And the other
This
side
is,
of
this is
It's
the one.
alongside the side view.
Okay, so this is
It's
the
at the
one that
end.
Deputy Mayor
Yeah.
was talking to about earlier, that was,
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Mayor, I'm gonna ask, Councilor Winters if he could do E and F.
We have to
And,
vote on,
let's vote on
Oh,
this one
sorry,
first.
sorry.
So all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion is carried. Okay,
I have to declare conflict in E, F, and I, so I'm gonna ask Councilor Winters if he could read E, F, and I.
E, F, and I, is that one also 7.3 on the agenda? Is that one there? Which one is that? And mine is numbered differently.
2.
7.3.
Are you looking for
7.3 is
some
I.
recommendations?
Yeah, 7.3 is I.
All right,
So E and F is development planning, but I gotta declare conflict on E, F, and I. So Councilor Winters, if you could read those motions, and I'll remove myself.
okay, did you want to give a reason as to why you're in a conflict for
The
the record?
development regulation is around West Heffler,
Okay,
and the other one is around Montagnous.
oh, okay, all right. All right, let
I'll do E and F and I'll have to.
Deputy Mayor to, okay, so Counselor Winters.
Thank you, Mayor. Municipal Plan Amendment Number 52025, under the authority of Section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Happy Valley Goose Bay adopts Amendment Number 5, 2025 to the Happy Valley Goose Bay Municipal Plan.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Rumbold. Discussion. Counselor Rumbold.
I just think that we have discussed this at length in committee of the whole, and, you know, any of the general public would be able to refer to that, that this is just development in a previously undeveloped area, and, you know, I fully support that we make these changes to make sure that progress continues in our community.
Okay. Any other discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, carried.
All right, the second, F, Development Regulation Amendment Number 7, 2025, under the authority of Section 16 under Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the Town Council of Happy Valley Goose Bay adopts Amendment Number 7, 2025 to the Happy Valley Goose Bay Development Regulations.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Counselor Odell. Discussion? No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 None against, motion's carried.
For I, I'll have declared the conflict in, for, I as well.
Actually,
Yes.
I don't think we're gonna have quorum for the next one.
We have
Do we have quorum?
3 of 4
Well,
possible
1, 2,
voters.
3 are conflict. Counselor Dyson is not here.
But
So
we
that
have-
leaves 3 of us.
Double check.
We have 3 of 4 possible voters,
Okay,
Yeah.
so that makes a quorum.
okay, sounds good to me. So,
All right,
You have to
You've-
pass the gavel to
I'm gonna
Councilor
pass the
Winters.
gavel to Counselor Rumble.
reading the,
Oh, count it to
Seeing you're
me.
reading it out?
getting to the end of the bench here now.
When there are people that are
the Community Planning Development Committee recommends that council approve the revised plans for the construction of a fourplex at 41 Montagna Street.
Second.
You have this, you call for a second, right?
I'm going to second your motion.
Or, well, you have to call for a seconder, right?
Yeah, you can call.
But
for
can I second? Or does Counselor Williams have to second? Okay,
Try
I'll call for a seconder.
Seconder.
I can't
I'll
s-
second that, thanks.
Motion by Counselor Winters, second by Counselor Williams, to approve the revised plans for the construction of a fourplex at 41 Montagnes. Call for discussion.
I have something to talk about, but I don't know if either one of you, it's difficult being on the line, but, do either one of you want to say anything, or can I go ahead?
You can absolutely go ahead.
Okay. In looking at the new design, so I looked at the new design, and I know that we're only voting on the design. We're not voting on the fourplex that's been approved by council. We're voting on the design only. And my concern about the design is the two apartments on the back of the building. So the two apartments on the back of the building, their living room section, their main windows in their house are going to be facing onto somebody else's backyard. And I've thought quite a bit about this because I think about, I don't just think about the development as it is right now. I don't think about the people who own the buildings. I don't think about the people who are living in it or people who are going to occupy it. I think about the future. And I think
Counselor
that
Williams,
for
I'm
me,
sorry. Can I just stop you for 1 second? I just don't want you to
Sure.
proceed with incorrect information. So you said you didn't receive correspondence from the town engineer today?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you did receive it. Okay, perfect. No, I thought you had indicated earlier that you didn't receive correspondence from the engineer because that was addressed in that correspondence. But, no, by all means, go ahead. I just wanted to make sure that you had the up-to-date information.
You're talking about the stamped drawings from earlier today?
That's correct. And the text that came with the email. The body of the email, I mean,
Yeah.
where it says for
Okay, what
clarification.
was- Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and it says the windows in the rear facing the adjacent neighboring apartment are in the kitchen and bedroom in each unit.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the drawings themselves, like I'm looking at I have it open here on my computer. And I don't see how that is because the living room drawings, let me just look now, the living room drawings are still facing out onto somebody's, onto, like the updated one from today at 11:58 a.m. that was received, the living room window is facing onto your neighbor's, onto the neighbor's property. It's still the exact same. The living room windows are facing onto a neighbor's property. I wouldn't buy a house based on that. If I was looking to buy a home, if I was looking to buy a new home, I wouldn't buy a home if I knew that I had two apartments with their living rooms facing my property. So I just want to, it's still the same. I'm looking at the drawing as it is right now from the stamped drawings. And both living room windows, a bedroom, the kitchen and bedroom on the other side is facing another property, but the living room and bedroom is both properties. You're facing both of your neighbors' properties, and I have issue with that.
Okay, is that it for you for discussion? Did I lose her? Counselor Williams?
That's it for me.
Yeah,
No,
okay,
that's it for me.
Okay, Counselor Winters? Okay, okay, so hearing no more discussion, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Those against?
Do I say aye? I've never been
Yes.
opposed to anything. Yeah, aye? Aye.
Okay, motion is carried. And then we'll invite those who declared conflict back into the chamber.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Rumble. Okay, we'll continue on now. There's no more recommendations in Development Planning, Deputy Mayor? No more
No.
recommendations?
No.
Okay, we'll move on to Protective Services, and the Deputy Mayor, provide a report, please.
We met the committee of the whole, so a few things that's been happening around public safety is, we did meet with Brian Davis, who completed the, community safety wellness plan. It's not finalized, but, we are, reviewing it as a council before we submit it to the province. So hopefully we'll get that done sooner rather than later, because public safety continues to be an issue in our community. We did put out a statement, and, you know, the public still, some public still feels that the council is not doing anything about this issue, which I disagree, because we are continuously advocating, as a town council. We're continuously reaching out to the government, and we're begging for them to come in and try to help with this solution that's been ongoing for many years, but, you know, it's just getting worse as we're going. So if the people out there think that we're not doing nothing, we are. We're steady reaching out, writing letters to the ministers, to the premier. You know, we have heard a little back from the province. Garda has since started patrolling the areas to document and report. And anything you see illegal, call it in. The calls for 2026 for June was 687 to the RCMP, which is crazy. That's a lot of calls. And we definitely need more RCMP to, you know, enforce in our community to try to get a control of some of these issues that we're seeing daily. And yeah, so I'll just leave it at that, Mayor, and we will continue to advocate and lobby the government to try to find a solution to this ongoing issue. And if you see anything happening out there, report it. Although I saw a video on TikTok that thinks that our numbers of crime rate in Happy Valley-Goose Bay is ludicrous, I do have to agree with whoever that guy was, and you know, someone's got to listen to us. Moving violations, we know the Minister of Justice had a meeting July the 8th. This is July the 28th, and we have heard nothing from the Minister of Justice on our moving violations. So we've asked. So hopefully soon we can sit down with the government again and go through some of our issues that we're faced in public safety.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any comments on the report? Okay, no discussion. Call for a motion to accept her report as presented. Do I need a seconder? Second, Councillor Odell. No discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, none against. Carried. And no recommendations, right?
No.
All right, we'll move right on into municipal services. Councillor Williams, I'm not sure if you have a report or if you presented anything to a councillor to present on your behalf.
No, I'll present it. I think that you can hear me fairly well.
Okay.
For July, engineering, we have several deficiencies that are being worked on for the YMCA. I know there have been some concerns in the community about the pace of completion. Believe you me, we feel the same way. Communication may not be satisfactory, but work is happening to get this better sorted. The riverbank stabilization RFI has been advertised with hope that the work will be completed in late summer or fall. I'm going to speak about the bus charger again when we talk about the committee of the whole summary, but our bus charger has some damage with the transformer, and we are working towards replacement or getting a replacement for that. But a couple of things I want to acknowledge is our landfill is getting close to the end of its life. We've been approved $75,000 for a study for an extension or replacement, just noting it for municipal services. Also want to note that we are still renting a depot space, and we need to continue thinking about planning for this, and I know that we're working towards that. For municipal services, Public Works continues to work on seasonal duties, which include sign maintenance, hauling sand to the landfill to cover up garbage, clean up around intersections and town signs, which if anybody's seen it around town, it's looking really great. It's important to advise the public, though, to use caution and patience as pothole repairs and road painting has started. It's also important to note that spring cleanup went well and fall cleanup is tentatively scheduled for September 14th to October 9th. As for environmental services, our fine and hard-working environmental services team is working on diagnosing some issues with the controller, and a new controller is being sourced. Work on hydrants in town have been replaced and regular maintenance work is ongoing. Also important to note here that the town needs to start considering a new water source, especially with all of the potential and planned development coming to our town. But during the committee of the whole meeting last week, Mr. Dillon advised that one of the transformers for the EV charger arrived damaged. Another will be shipped. There was a question about how to proceed with the third lane at Voisey Drive, and Mr. Dillon is going to look into finding options and send another letter to the Premier based on where the road is located and who owns the road. Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs asked about paving in Kinsman Park, which is an excellent thought for wheelchair and walker users, which we plan to discuss. And there was also some discussion about Grenfell Street paving and whether there will be no left turn once all the lanes are in place. And Mr. Dillon will discuss this with the consultant on the best way to address this. I'd ask you if you could accept my report as read, and there are no recommendations for municipal services at this time.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Deputy Mayor Compton Hobbs. Any discussion on the report as presented? Okay, no discussion. Call for a vote to accept the report. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against. Accepted. All right, moving right into community services and recreation, and Councillor Winters, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I'm reading off just an overview of the CSR Department's Director's report from July 6th. So some things have happened since then, and some things are reviewing what happened in June. So summary of operations, Towns in Tune. Coordination is ongoing for the event to happen here in Valley-Goose Bay, our portion from the 17th to the 22nd of August. The town of Beaufort has confirmed that their town manager and one councillor are traveling to visit our town. The handmade gift to present to them is completed. Ribfest, as this has just taken place and the June report is redundant at this point, I can say with confidence that this was a tremendous success, and hats off to Dom for reaching out to them and making this happen, but also to the entire CSR department. The facility in the park looked terrific, clean, and well groomed. Hopefully they will return on an annual basis. Labrador Regional Wellness Coalition, there was no meeting this month. The YMCA annual campaign. The second annual kids event took place on June 20th. Participation was on par with last year's event, about 30 children with their families. Children completed in a 10-kilometer walk, 10-minute bike ride, 10-minute run inside the Central Labrador Y in 3 different groups. Participants received a YMCA bag. The event did not raise a high amount of funds, but it gave visibility within the community and encouraged children to be active during a fun, non-competitive event. Funds are used to support the financial assistance program, membership, day camp, and daycare. The YMCA, CAC, and FCAC committees were canceled this month due to Expo. Expo Labrador. This event was a challenge for the committee. The conflict between the Innu Nation and the provincial government created the challenge. The Innu community decided to block the access to the arena. Because of this, the Labrador North Chamber of Commerce decided to cancel the remainder of the event. Age-friendly community action plan. First meeting took place. We had an okay first meeting with representation from the 50-plus Club and the Labrador Friendship Center. We had regrets from NL Health Services and the YMCA. The group will meet more regularly to aim to identify ways to bring resources together. The next meeting is planned for July 27th, which was yesterday. No report on this meeting till next month. Funding. The COA application is successful for a Clyde's room design and a arena facility audit. An application to the Regional Development Fund was submitted to the Department of Jobs, Growth and Rural Development. In addition, CSR Director will be meeting with MP Earl's office to gain more information regarding the available federal programs for funding. Sports Hall of Fame, a draft TROR is being prepared and sent to the CEO for feedback and review. Husky Park renaming. Draft consultation plan has been prepared. The next step is to review the survey and release publicly. We will be working with Manager of Community Development to have the survey released. In addition, the CSR coordinator will be contacting key stakeholders personally. If you have individuals you believe should be contacted, please send the CSR department their contact information. Summer recreation program. As of this report, 1 week of the program is started with registration at 49.50 of 50. The first day went well with no incidents. Our team is well organized and had a smooth first day. The half-day sport camp, 11 to 14 years old, started on Monday, July 13th. The registration numbers were high enough to move forward. No report at this time regarding the program. NL Games bid has been submitted. There is currently a major gap in the facilities needed to host the NL Summer Games, as we don't have a track and field facility. With the bid completed, director can put his energy and time on other projects. Healthy Waters Labrador hosted its AGM. The attendance of numbers and board members met quorum for the requirement. It was the first time since COVID that Healthy Waters Labrador was able to host an AGM. The executive director presented an update from each project, Birch Island, Northwest River, and Seschi, etc. They are currently fundraising ticket sales for patio chairs to help cover the operational costs, as majority of their revenue is project-based. They require additional funds to support daily operation. New board members were elected. RecNL Regional Seminar and SportNL, in participation with SportNL and RecNL, hosted its first ever regional seminar in Labrador since COVID. The event was deemed a success with meet and greet, visits to schools, and updates on sport and RecNL programs of interest in Labrador. Canada Day, we had a very successful Canada Day celebration with over 29 vendors. We had a lot of people on site during the day. Many believe it was our biggest event to date. Unfortunately, the fireworks were canceled and will be rescheduled for Happy Valley-Goose Day in September. It was identified that a group that doesn't reflect the town value was on site. Due to this, the CSR department will be review our screening mechanism to prevent this happening again. Local bands and artists performed at the event. CSR department will review our Canada Day policy and establish a vendor fee structure. It takes considerable amount of time to set up the tents for vendors, and at this time, we do not recover any costs. We will include suggestions when we provide an overview of the recreation fee structure. Stewardship Association of Municipalities. The CSR director attended a pre-visit meeting with the council. They are looking to confirm locations for their goldfish awareness campaign. There is a request for a motion of council to submit our protected area to the National Protected Land Registry, and they're also planning some community engagement. Facilities and equipment. Arena. Minor soccer indoor season ended on June 18th. The turf was removed to allow Expo Labrador setup. Expo Labrador ended prematurely this year. After Expo Labrador, the facility has been prepared for summer rec programs. Daily cleanup has continued throughout the month. Facility is now home for summer rec and a few all hockey rentals. The audio system. Jason Sithel has researched the equipment, and he feels confident that we will be able to program it, and our audio system will be up and running in a short time. Central Clock. Supplier has submitted an updated quote, which is substantially higher than the budget estimate that they initially proposed. CSR director inquired why it increased but did not receive any feedback. Council will need to further review the project and may look at other options. If we change our plan, we will have to request permission from the funding agency that supported the project. The curling club, the Brown Club pump replacement will be rescheduled with the water and sewer department. Kingsman Park. Kingsman Park is not fully operational. We limit access to bathrooms to bookings because of vandalism. The splash pad now has a new piece of equipment. Crews have cleaned and removed all grass and dirt from the pad and trim its surroundings. More cleanup is needed to be done during the summer. Ball fields. All three ball fields are in operation. MMC soccer field. Our soccer field was aerated, lined, and seeded. The results have been limited. We are going to top dress it in the coming weeks. The compaction of the field is still too dense. We are hoping the new landscaping equipment will be able to help, but has not yet arrived. The supplier is currently assembling in Corner Brook at the time of this report. Fence and watering system. If council is looking to build a track and field facility, we will need to take into consideration its dimensions when ordering equipment. We may have to fund for the fence depending its size. The fence may be overestimate, however, if the intent is to install turf within the next couple of years, as is per NL Games requirements. Director don't think we should spend funds on a watering system. Skateboard park signs were vandalized and they are in the process of being replaced. Landscaping, all grass was lined. We are focusing on catching up on grass cutting with the hard student. We should be able to move forward to fertilizing and other landscaping projects. Town hall, the flower beds were completed. Repairs need to be completed around the sidewalk. Playgrounds are checked daily. We have made repairs to where identified last season. Lorry loop disc were replaced, climber at Pearl Place, placed sand at multiple locations. Steve's playground fence is damaged and needs to be repaired by roads and ground crew. Lorry loop seesaw was vandalized and needs to be replaced, and it has been removed in the meantime. Nonviolent intervention and de-escalation training. CSR director is in discussion with national government to provide the training. If they have one instructor located on the North Coast, but it seems to be need confirmed if they can provide the training here. Just a note on the overall scope of this report is we do notice that CSR director notices vandalism, and it goes back to our report on protective services is there's no need. This is our town equipment, and it's just being vandalized, and if the town wonders why we're spending money, we don't have money for this, we don't have money for that, this is the one of the reasons why. I mean, having to replace a sign, having to replace a seesaw, having to replace a fence, this is unnecessary vandalism that's taking place, and I don't know what else we can do about it, but Dom is doing a great job in just keeping up with what's happening. We have upcoming events, August 15th, Senior Fun Day, and August 7th to the 17th to the 22nd, Town and Tune production in Happy Valley-Goose Bay. More information will be released as it approaches. I have 3 recommendations. Please accept report as presented.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Odell. Any discussions on the report as presented?
Just trying to say, we're trying to do Councillor Rumble today.
Yeah, and I just wanted to be thorough because I want to make sure that everybody knows that what that department does.
Absolutely.
I look at the Rib Fest from the past weekend. I'm looking forward to the end of August when we get Towns in Tune, and the city of Beaufort is coming here so they can see what our town has to offer. And if it's anything like the Rib Fest, we're going to look good across the country.
Okay, any other discussion? Councillor Rumble.
Mayor, just wanted to clarify, do we need to have a recess before we can vote, or?
The record will show that the deputy mayor has left the chamber.
Okay. Okay, as long as the record shows, then we're good to go.
The minutes will reflect that.
Yep.
At the time that she left.
Yeah,
Okay.
6
All right.
PM.
Okay, any other discussion? None heard, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any against? None against, motion's carried.
Okay, 3.
Okay, you have 3 recommendations, Councillor?
Excuse me, just one more. The third one actually belongs under finance.
I was going to say, I asked that before we started, but you
Yes.
weren't here.
Yeah,
I was
it
gonna say,
actually does.
I can read it if you want.
It's okay, he
It's
presents
okay
it.
for you to read it.
I don't mind reading it out.
Perfect.
I'd be happy to with the amount of money that we're getting.
Okay.
But I did ask the question before you arrived because I didn't see it. All right, so the first one is stewardship, thank you, Mayor. First one is Stewardship Association of Municipalities Agreement. Be it resolved that the Town of Happy Valley-Goose Bay authorizes the Stewardship Association of Municipalities Incorporated to submit the areas conserved under a municipal habitat agreement for submission to the national database CPCAD.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Rumble. Discussion. No discussion, call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion is carried, none against. Thank you. Next one.
Be it resolved that the town council approve the funding agreement valued at $29,205 for the E.J. Broomfield audit and order room upgrade project from McCaw. Project number 229041, and the mayor and CEO authorize the agreement.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Odell. Any discussion? I'd just like to say that this is for upgrades to Clyde's room at the arena. I don't know if CAO can just give us a quick overview of what those upgrades will entail.
Yes, Mayor, it's also a facility audit update that was done in, I believe it was 2012 or 2013.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at, I guess, to upgrade that plan that was presented to town at the time. With respect to Clyde's room, there's been some talk of the location of the washrooms and the requirement for the bar there, and there's some additional space that's no longer needed that is behind the kitchen. So to make it more accessible and larger and the washrooms in a better location, there's a redesign idea, but we need money for that.
Okay.
And our director kindly went to ACOA and received funding for a redesign of the entire college and to make it better for events that happen there, such as Expo Labrador or Labrador Winter Games or any other big event that may come here.
Yeah, I think the current, and the level of people is, I think it's 88 is the only, the number that you can fit in there now due to fire regulations, and this will increase that by quite a bit.
Well, that's great. Anything we can do to make improvements is a good thing. Any other discussions? Okay, none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion is carried. Next one, please.
All right, this is one for finance. Be it resolved that the town council approve the ACOA funding agreement, project number 229141, valued at $387,000 and $387,010 under the Innovative Communities Fund to establish a Central Labrador Major Projects Office for 2 years and authorize the mayor and the CEO to sign the agreement.
Okay, so moved, seconded by Councillor Rumble. Any discussion? Councillor Rumble.
Just for the benefit of those listening, just to give a little bit of background, there are some major developments on our doorstep. And as a municipality, our operating funds, I mean, we get money. Our revenue, our main revenue source is taxes. And so it is our objective to do whatever we can to not put any additional burden on the townspeople of Happy Valley-Goose Bay. So that being said, when it comes to capacity, we found ourselves stymied because we don't have the financial resources. So without, and I mean, the briefing note basically says, without financial support, the town would not be able to fund a position or support an office to provide strategic guidance to the town with respect to major projects. So through this ACOA funding agreement, these funds will give us that capacity without having to pass that burden on to the townspeople. And I think that is essentially why these pools of funding, why these projects exist, is so that there is a way for municipalities to be able to say, look, we need assistance, we have a valid need, but we just don't have the capacity. So I'm very, very pleased to see this approval from ACOA for something that is badly needed and won't have that financial impact on the citizens of this community.
Okay. Any other comments? No, I'll echo those. I know we've been working on this for quite some time, and we've had numerous conversations with ACOA and other stakeholders, including the Chamber of Commerce and GVAC, and you know, we all agreed on the need to do this, and in order to move our town forward with all these major projects that are on our doorstep. And so, you know, it's hopefully, you know, we can build on this. Obviously, capacity is very important with the town. We have so much capacity gaps that we need to fill. This is a start that will identify exactly what those gaps are, help us identify what those gaps are, and look at our infrastructure needs and whatnot. So it's a good thing that, you know, we're very pleased that this project funding can come forward, and we look forward to getting on with the work at hand. Any other comments? None? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against. Motion is carried. Okay, that's it. So let's move into approval of checks and the,
Okay, Mayor, before I bring this forward, I'd just like to bring to the attention of council, because you all have your approval of checks in front of you, that we did inadvertently have a duplicate item. So 92 and 93 on your check listing was a duplication. So the amount that I will be bringing forward for adoption tonight won't match what you guys have on your paper, but it is the correct amount. So I would like to make a motion that we accept checks in the total amount of $986,257.33.
Okay, so moved, seconded by
I'll second.
Counselor Odell. Any discussion on the checks? Okay, no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, none against, motion's carried. Okay, we'll move right into Counselor's Forum, and, Counselor Williams, you have anything to say?
I sure do. Something quick, though. I just want to say something I've noticed this summer is how alive our community feels. We're seeing lots of kids at playgrounds, families walking the trails, people out and about, community events happening almost every weekend. Our parks are looking great. And it's easy to enjoy these things without thinking about everything that happens behind the scenes to make it possible. So as somebody who presents on behalf of municipal services every month, I just want to recognize our municipal services staff for everything they do. I've gained a whole new appreciation for the amount of planning, the maintenance, day-to-day work that goes into keeping our roads, our parks, our facilities and public spaces looking their best. And I just want to thank them all for everything that they do, and it does not go unnoticed.
Okay, thank you. Counselor Rumble.
Thank you, Mayor. As somebody who went completely through the alphabet tonight, and on our resolutions page, we letter them A to Z. I actually exceeded Z and went into AA and AB. So I will try to keep my counselor forum brief, which is a real struggle for me, but a couple of things I wanted to mention in particular. The weather has been absolutely fabulous for some of us. I absolutely love the heat, and I think it's been great. But regardless of where you stand on the 30-plus degree temperatures, we have had some sunny, hot days. And with nice weather comes a fluctuation in the forest fire index. So we had a lot of rain last week, followed by a lot of sun. That index sometimes creeps up and down. So we're in the low, we're back up in the extreme, we're back in the low. But I think it needs to be everybody's responsibility. We all need to keep those eyes on, regardless of where that sliding scale is, be responsible. Just make sure that, if we're not in a fire ban, if we're in a period where fires are permitted, if you are having a backyard fire, do so responsibly. Make sure that, I know that there are rules regarding ATVs and their mufflers, but how often do we all see somebody throw a cigarette butt out of a window? And it's increasingly frustrating when you know that small unintentional acts can lead to tragedy. So I just like to advise, please, please, please keep those eyes on and make sure that we're all acting in a responsible manner. As Councillor Williams said, there's so much happening in our community, and it's absolutely fabulous to see the hustle and bustle. A few things worth highlighting. The community market tomorrow evening, they will have their Christmas in July at Kinsman Park. So you'll see some local vendors out from 7 to 8:30 tomorrow evening. The opportunity to pick up some of those great local items and maybe squirrel them away for Christmas time, or maybe, there'd be some seasonal items you can snatch up for now. Filipino cultural heritage celebrations will be happening at Kinsman Park on August the 8th from 1 to 5. We have a huge Philippine community in Happy Valley-Goose Bay, and we welcome them to our town hall every year for the raising of their flag on Philippine Independence Day. But this is a sharing of their culture. So they're going to, treat us to dance and food and all of this traditional clothing. And so we get to see them in their element. And I think we are all looking forward to that. As Councillor Winters mentioned, Towns in Tune, August 17th to the 22nd, thereabout. I know the 22nd is our big day. Also, a couple of other things. Pickleball has been introduced at our arena on Monday and Thursday evenings from 7 to 8:30. Ages 16 and up, there's 2 age groups. And I think that pickleball is like this, sensational wildfire sport that took off, and everybody seems to be having a ball with it. So if you've got an interest and you'd like to take part, reach out to our CSR staff, but Mondays and Thursdays at the arena, you can, show up and see if you can, if this is something that interests you. And Rib Fest, of course, was a huge success, so I would be remiss if I didn't just touch on that briefly on how successful that was, and that it's one of the few times that there was nothing, the biggest difficulty for people was saying which was better of the different vendors. It wasn't, this one wasn't great, and this one, it was like, they were all great, I can't decide which one was the best. So you'd look at one person and they'd say, oh, you gotta go to the left, and then somebody else would say, you gotta go to the right, so it was fabulous. I know I thoroughly enjoyed it. And my final item, I just want to give a shout out to our neighboring community of Northwest River, because they will be holding their annual beach festival this weekend. So we know that our neighbors in Northwest River have come up to our community and support us at things like Rib Fest. So we want to, do the same and support their community with their fundraising efforts as well. So, and that is it for me. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you. Councillor Odell.
Not as long as that, but obviously Councilor Rumble has a lot to say, and she definitely encompasses everything that needs to be said, so kudos to you for making sure everything is included. For me, I'll just keep it short and sweet. Again, echoing what Councilor Rumble has stated, nice to see the residents utilizing the amenities of the town, playgrounds, Kinsman Park, and the walking trails. I just want to note that public safety is the responsibility of all of the residents in this community. Everybody has a right to report, and in public spaces, everybody has a right to record. I just want to make a note that Garda is on the grounds now doing security checks, including the bike trail. Personally, myself, I have walked a bike trail every other day. I have seen a considerable decrease in ATV and off-road vehicles on that trail, but I still see activities on the trail, even though it's minimized somewhat. I do record and I do report. Not everybody will do so. I will make an effort to ensure that if there's people on that trail and I catch them, I will catch them, and I will report it. So that it be known that if you see me walking, there's a good chance I got my phone with me. Warm temperatures, be mindful of fires, as Councilor Rumble already said. The ban may be lifted, but temperatures have been high, so again, sometimes we get the temperatures before the ban or the indexes can adjust or change, or before bans are put in place. So be very mindful around Valley-Goose Bay. We're in a really dense forested area, and we prefer not to see anything that would impact the beautiful landscape around our town. Just like, again, shout out to the CSR department for the Rib Fest and everything that happened last weekend. It was phenomenal. The food was great. The turnout was excellent, and I think everybody enjoyed the first year of the Rib Fest, and hopefully we can continue on with that practice going forth. Last thing for me is a shout out to Larry Martin, who's celebrating his 60th birthday today, and so happy birthday to Mr. Martin. And that's it for me.
You, Councilor Winters.
Thank you, Mayor. I just got a couple of condolences. One to the family of Edna Mitchell, the sweet lady that was a lifetime resident of our town. And also Aunt Shah. Even though she's Aunt Shah, she was my cousin Sharon Edmonds. Touched a lot of people here in town, and again, will be sadly missed at such a sudden loss. Again, Rib Fest, I gotta say, not only to the CSR department and Dom and his team to bring it here, but the turnout of our community. We won't get these people back unless our community show up to these events, and our community stepped up and shown up in droves, and lineups were the entire weekend. There were lineups after talking with Dom afterwards and during. It can only get bigger and better. So hats off to the department, and hats off to the citizens of Valley-Goose Bay for actually showing up. Also, Councilor Odell mentioned the bike path. From what I'm hearing, that Barry, our sole MEO, is doing a tremendous job of keeping that in perspective of trying to keep down the number of people that are using ATVs, and I think the message is coming across, but like Councilor Odell said, there are still people utilizing that as a roadway for our ATVs, which I'm sure that I know, talking with our MEO, he will give you a ticket. He has no problem giving you a ticket or impounding your vehicle if you are caught on that. That is not meant for off-road vehicles. We have many trails in our town that these vehicles can use. This is for people that want to walk, want to run, want to bike on a manual pedal bike, and also mainly for our people with accessibility issues. So please kindly stay off of that. It's all right to cross, and there are crossing points on that piece of infrastructure, but it's not meant for motorized vehicles. So please leave that to the people it was made for. And also, just one last thing, going back to what Councillor Williams said, and that department and our staff. Again, we don't thank our staff enough. Look at Brad, Dom, and Barry in the room, Margaret, Vikram, our CEO, which is, I don't know if she ever leaves this building, but it's crazy on the work that people that are employed by this town in management positions do. It's a thankless job, and I think Ribfest kind of shows what our town can do in a visible light, but then you look at what Denise or Councillor Rummel had to present behind the scenes of those 26, 27, 28 things that Vikram had to go through and our finance department had to go through and find. So again, hats off to everybody that works for the town on the management level and also on the field level. Like I said, our CSR department, that Kinsman Park, I don't think it ever looked that good for any one event. It must almost look like you got a haircut. Anyway, that's it for me.
If only they could air condition it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor. I'm not going to rehash everything. I do want to touch on Ribfest, though. I mean, I even ended up in the dunk tank and in frigid water, I might add. And I'd like to thank our CSR director for ensuring that the water was good and cold. And but I came prepared. I had my floaties and I had my water gun. And I did manage to fend off a few people with my water gun, so it was all in good fun, though. And the money that was raised during that went to the Mealy Youth Group, and a very good, worthy cause. Again, thanks to the staff, the great job you did. That's right, Kinsman Park was in top shape. Lots of positive response from the whole community. Everywhere you went, people were excited about it. They want to see Ribfest come back. And just want to let the residents know that there is an online survey, and I encourage everybody to take a moment to go online. Takes 30 seconds. Fill out the survey. If you want to see Ribfest return, do the survey, submit your comments, and that way we'll know, and we can pass that along to those that with the Ribfest organizers. Also, we talked about public safety, and there's been a lot in the media lately on this here in the last week or so. We spoke to various media outlets to raise the issue again. Of course, as a municipality, we can continue to advocate on behalf of residents and businesses. We all want our community to be safe. We also have to advocate for supports for those who are vulnerable, that are in the situations that they're in. But at the same time, public safety needs to be first and foremost for everybody. We know there's very complex issues in this whole situation, and it's an issue that as a municipality we're on top of, and we will continue to be pushing this issue for the benefit of our community. The Towns and Tunes. Yes, very excited about welcoming the delegation from South Carolina. I was fortunate enough, myself and CSR director, to travel to South Carolina for the first segment of Towns and Tune, and looking forward to welcoming our friends to the south to Happy Valley-Goose Bay for the second segment of that. I know there were some people bantering on social media about, should we be sending delegations to the United States in terms of the geopolitical world that we're in? But, in reality, this was nothing more than supporting our local artists, our local songwriters, and promoting our town, because long after the Orange Man is gone, we're still gonna have neighbors to the south, and we need to work, as much as we can to promote this community. That program, that TV show is gonna air on 200 public broadcasting channels, including NTV in this province, potential of reaching, hundreds of millions of people, and to me, that's a good thing when we put our town in the light of that. Just wanted to make a point. I know that there's been some improvements to some of the Newfoundland Labrador housing units that we raised concerns about in recent months. In terms of, I think there's only one boarded up now. There were 6 at one point, but still, there are still standards when it comes to properties around town, and even still, these public housing developments are, still needs to be cleaned up. There's a lot of garbage lying around, vehicle wrecks, snowmobiles, and, Newfoundland Labrador housing. We have standards in our community. We expect residents to adhere to those standards. But when it's owned by the public, by housing, there should be standards there as well. And that was brought to my attention several times, that people are, this time of year, taking a lot of time and pride in trying to keep their properties upkept, when properties that are conceivably owned by Newfoundland Labrador housing or public housing are not following the same standards that most of us would expect to follow. Okay, now with that, I'll leave it there for now, but I will call for a motion to adjourn. So moved by Councillor Rumbold, seconded by Councillor Odell. Meeting is adjourned.